This feels like a very big story. Just the fact that the White House went very aggressive in calling this hostile. What does it tell us about the relationship between big company, between Amazon and the White House?
It was a very dramatic burst of news here. As you mentioned, there was this report that Amazon was considering breaking out what the tariffs were going to cost consumers on its website as it sold goods. And you can imagine why that would be so dramatic. If you're talking about buying a microwave for $100 and then you see that maybe it would be $100 originally, but if you slap on the tariff fee on top of that, it's going to be another $150 on top of it. That's a huge charge. And now, in one sense, this is not that surprising. Hotels and airlines break out these charges all the time. They tell you how much taxes are going to be, whether it's state taxes or local taxes. But as you mentioned, the press secretary came out and they said this is a hostile act. It's a political act. Essentially, it's pointing the finger at the Trump administration, and it would be disclosing for consumers that even though the Trump administration is saying, hey, you're not going to bear the burden of these costs of tariffs, in fact, they are going to pay these kinds of fees. It would kind of expose it to the world. So Amazon very quickly made clear they're not going to do this. It sounds like they had been thinking about it for one section of their site, Amazon Hall, which is their low-end site. But in the end, they decided they're not going to do it at all. They said they'd never really consider it, and it was not going to be implemented.
Peter, Temu and Shein also passing tariff costs onto U.S. customers. So what will be the impact of that?
Right. There's this change in how they tax these sorts of imports. There used to be this de minimis rule where if shipments were below $800, below a certain amount, there would be no taxes or tariffs on top of those. Now, because they are going to get hit with those, they're saying prices are going to go up, and the price increases are quite dramatic at this point. You're seeing 25, 50, 100% boost in some of the costs. Now, Shein and Temu were selling quite low-end goods, so those tariffs themselves are not that high. But if you're a cost-sensitive consumer, this is a big deal for you.
And Peter, what can we expect from tech earnings? Again, they kind of give us an indication of what the U.S. economy will do.
Right. Well, it's a very busy week. We have some of the biggest companies in tech in particular, and it'll be a big lineup. You've got Apple, Amazon in particular. In terms of Apple itself, the company is not growing the way that it used to. You've got slow revenue growth, about 4% as expected by analysts, operating earnings going up just a little bit. But what investors really want to know at this point is how is Amazon going to navigate the tariff and the trade war between the U.S. and China. It's the company that perhaps has most at stake. It makes virtually all of its phones in China at this point, sells them in the United States. It's its biggest, most important market. And we know that Apple has been trying to shift some of that production out of China into India at this point. They're trying to get to the point where they can make essentially all of the phones bound for the U.S. market out of India and then ship them into the United States. Tim Cook is really the mastermind of this supply chain. He built it when he was working for Steve Jobs. Now he has to talk about how he's going to change that approach. In terms of Meta, there are a lot of questions about how the company is going to do in AI. Microsoft. With Microsoft in particular, it had this close alliance with OpenAI. They worked on AI projects together. That has cooled a little bit at this point. We've seen that Microsoft is pulling back on some of its data center expansion, some of its investments. Investors are going to ask questions about how exactly that's going at this point, how that's going to affect its long-term prospects, and whether it still sees the kind of big opportunities in AI that investors are hoping for.